Peace, peace. Another glorious day, y'all. Another glorious day. I hope everything good with you and yours. I'm able to maneuver around and talk. You know what I'm saying? I got the microphone today. I've been neglecting to utilize it. So I'm reattempting to get back familiar with this way of, doing the content. And I like it so much better because I could just talk at a normal tone and still get, great connection with you all while maneuvering and, blocking out that the noise, the wind, the extra um, noise of, vehicles, motorcycles, and things that, are somewhat of a just unnecessary noise needed. You know what I'm saying? So what we're going to do today is, and as I mentioned time and time again, as of lately, and as the recent videos I've posted was the weighted calisthenics, and I'm just so excited to do so. So we're gonna get right to that. You know what I mean? Most definitely. But today is a little different, and it's a difference within the weight increase. So I'm increasing that weight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get up on that bar. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna start off without the weight, and then we're gonna take it from there. You know what I mean? We got some time, and we in the building. Let's go. Let's get it. You know what I mean? So that's the type of time we on today. You know, just wanted to fill that bar out a little bit. You know, like I said, without. So that's without the weight. You know, instead of me just pre, pre warming up before the video, I just want to get right to it. I'm so excited to do so. So instead of again me just pre warming up before actually turning on the camera, I like to just get right to it. And just let the whole process of me, getting in my groove. And so that's the type of time I'm on, and it makes it a little more uh, in terms of having a microphone on, just a little more, just focusing on my content without me having to be so close and speak to the camera and things of that nature. So hit those dips. Nice clean 15. So let me just show you what I got going on. In the meantime, start using this microphone more often too. Again, it just makes me more one with my content. Again, got people in the surrounding area, so it's just more of me, just more of a concentrative method to do my content. So what I brought today is, instead of the two, which is 20 pounds in that prior video, I got 3 today, and that's an additional 10 pounds, which makes that 30. And 30 sounds like not much of a increase or a big number in itself, but it is. Believe me, again, that 30 pounds is a increase uh, in the weight of your own body weight in itself, right? So with that being said, before we proceed with the workout, my weight right now, I'm about 172 maintaining. On a heavier day, 174. I really don't go above that. So with that added weight of 30 today will automatically increase the weight that I'm pulling to, let's just say, about even 202 pounds or what have you, to that additional, adding on to that already 172 pounds of my own body weight, So it ain't going. Let's just get right to it though. I don't want to waste no time. We 4 minutes in, but I just want to get right to the weight itself, the added weight, and allow that to be the warm up factor, you know. So we out here, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling great, feeling fantastic, feeling lean, feeling muscular, feeling just real focused. And that's how we're supposed to be. And that's what I was speaking about in the live, you know, the necessary demands on the body, you know. And this is how I demand for my body is to increase that weight. You know, the regular pull-ups just don't do it for me all the time. You know, I need to feel that pressure. I need to feel that weight added. You know, I need to feel like I'm getting somewhere with the progress. And that's what that's about, you know. That's what that added weight is about. And that's putting that demand on the body. So the more we increase that weight, you know, the greater demands from the mind, of course, that's saying to the body, this is what I expect you to do. And you have no choice, right? You have to give yourself no choice. You have to give your body no choice. So we're going to start off again with that 20 pounds. And this is a good weight. You know, these weights that I got, the material in itself, you can hear it. The material is like real good weight. So what I want to do is, we got this thinner bar right here. Walk with me. I'm going to make my way to the straighter bar before I get to these bars over here. So let me just, let me grab the weight over here. You know what? Yeah, let me grab this and place this over here. Keep this closer to the straight bar because I'll be making my way back and forth from, I might have to save the dips because I don't want to keep carrying the weight from the pull-up bar to the dip bar. You see? So we'll work it out though, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still get to it, I'm gonna still make it work, you know. But of course, but of course. So the straight bar, again, I don't wanna neglect that straight bar, which is more challenging than the parallel bar, you know, of course, more so due to me, you know, with my arm situation, which you know about already, I'm quite sure. But let's just get right to it. All right. So, and this feels fantastic. My arms around that bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Oh, that felt great. That was absolutely great. I mean, just from that set alone, it I mean, I feel totally ready for that 30-pound increase. And I probably could have did more. And not even probably, I know I could have did more. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing though. I start off with the 30. I know it's a weight that I'm guaranteed to just really get a significant amount of work in, meaning the reps and the sets, of course. So that first set, again, I took it straight to the 20. The 20-pound weight increase instead of that 10-pound start off point of utilizing the weights. But that set was great. So let's follow up with a set without the weight. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so, like I've said before, and I could have got more than that 5. I don't want to max out, especially due to me increasing the weight even at more uh, weight added to 30 pounds. So we'll see how it goes though. But from the starting point, at least, I don't want to just go for the most amount of reps I can do, you know? So that was a beautiful set right there. Absolutely beautiful. So let's get straight to it. I want to go right for that 30. And that's how good I feel. Again, you know, when you know your body and you know um, you know how the body is communicating with you, it's a beautiful way to indicate how far you can go. You know, and again, it goes back to you talking to your body. So this is a milestone for me, y'all. Take notice. But watch the control, as I always say to you. So I'm gonna have a little more involvement with adding this weight, but it's all good though, because I can get a weight, just one solid, one plate of like the 45-pound or whatever. And that'll be next. But right now I gotta use multiple plates because this is the only equipment that I have. I only have these single plates of these lower weights to add on. It's a little time consuming, you know, but you make it work, you know, and you gotta earn it. So this is the process of getting to it. And I'm not really concerned about the breaks in between, because with the added weight, it's still, wow, that feels good. I could feel that weight even heavier. Woo. Yeah. So give me a second, y'all. Appreciate you. Here we go, y'all. This is it right here. Wow. So as you see, here we go. 30. This is good. That's not light. That is not light. Believe me. So here we go, y'all. Let's see what we got. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, not quite 6, but that was great. That was great. Yeah. Yeah, that was good money. That was good money. Yeah. That was good money. And then I follow right back up without the weight. So that's how we're gonna do that, y'all. Follow right back up without the weight. It's money. 1, 3, 4, 5. Take a breather. I'm gonna get to those dips too. I think the dips is calling. Let me see. I just want to let the body talk to me. I just want to really focus on following up with what it is I could take advantage of in terms of just really fully uh, delving into what the body is asking for at this moment. At this moment, you know. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna get to those dips though. Have to. I'm gonna see. Okay. It's not guaranteed, but you shall find out throughout the duration of this video, and I will too. You know, from this point. Yeah, it's money though. So in the meantime, just not to waste no time, just get a few push-ups in. Like I said, I'm not really too into the push-ups right now. So what I'll do is just use this as more like just keep the body active, you know, while, you know, I wait for the body to regroup for the main course, for the main meal. You see what I'm saying? The main meal is that weighted pull-ups and dips. So we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That was money. So what I want to do too is I want to focus on um, keeping my head up when I do my push-ups. I develop a bad habit of having my head down, and somebody actually brought to my attention that I should raise my head up. And then, you know, when you're doing something for such a long time, you get accustomed to that. And I know, and I always knew the importance of keeping your head up, also breathing. And these are uh, things that should definitely be taken into account, you know, when working out. So let's see what these dips is like. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the camera right here. Let me walk these weights over to the dip area. So give me a second. And I'm really looking forward to just the mini workouts ahead. You know, I'm very present in the moment, but the exciting thing about today's workout also is what to look forward to in the future workouts. And I ain't talking about too far in the future. I'm talking about like tomorrow, the day after, next week, you know? So the body's responding well, you can see. But let's see what these dips is like. So I'm gonna go straight for the 30 again instead of that 20. That initial 20 pounds added was just to fill it out, you know. But to hit the 30, now I'm very much acquainted with, acclimated, whatever you want to call it, with the weight. So I feel I feel like I'm in a very good space to just go straight for the 30 instead of, you know, gradually increasing the weight. You know, I mean, I'm strong, you know, so it's not like, but it's more so of, again, for so many years of not doing so, or so many um, gaps in between me not doing the way to calisthenics. It's really a thing for me to get back familiar with and to really see how my arm responds to controlling the weight is really what I'm saying too, you know. So again, as you see, we got the 30 on. All right. So I'm gonna get up on that dip bar, y'all. Notice the control. Okay. Here we go. Come on, man. See, that was nice 10 clean ones. It's nice. That was nice. It was nice. So what I'm gonna do with that, walk with me. And I'll come back for that weight because we gotta hit that pull-up bar. But to save some time, I gotta move around without the weight until I'm actually ready to use it. And then we'll follow up with these push-ups. Going down? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, hit these push-ups in between. Um, waiting for the body to regroup to hit those weighted pull-ups and dips again. So feeling great. And the thing is, the only thing I ate today was oatmeal, and that was early this morning. So right now it's about 6 o'clock in the evening, and with me only having that oatmeal, still got a great amount of energy and strength. And I do realize too that if I would have, if I would have ate much earlier, if I would have not, excuse me, let me rephrase that. If I would have ate another meal, I probably would have even had more strength besides the oatmeal that I had. So anyway, let's get to it. Enough of that. So it's just 20 on the push-ups. Again, you know, to stay active while we wait for those weighted pull-ups to start calling again. Feel good though. Yeah, that's the only thing I had today was that oatmeal. But I'm gonna treat myself tonight. I'm gonna pull up to Tropical Jerk, the Jamaican restaurant, and get me some of that jerk chicken. They got the barbecue jerk chicken. It's fire, by the way. So I'm gonna get me some of that. Have that with a salad, and pick me up a coconut water, wash it down with. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we on that type of time. You know, let's go. Let's get it. Let's. So what we're gonna do is the pull-ups is calling me. Let me get to these pull-ups. We'll get back to the dips. I just want to really follow up with what the body is asking for. So let me carry these weights over to the pull-up bar. So bear with me to where, because I have to do this in order for me to keep the camera from, you know, just want to make sure that we avoid any mishaps with the recording of this video. All right. So yeah, I'm just bringing the weight back over here. Get to those pull-ups. You know. So like I said, the body's responding fantastic. And the biggest challenge is going to be, and I shared with you in the previous video with the weighted calisthenics, is that, you know, once that winter really arrives, and we got time before that happens, but I know that's going to be my biggest challenge because with this injury, I do have nerve damage and my fingers become more stiff, you know, so with that cold air, to be able to really grasp that ball, grip that ball will be a challenge. But these days that we're able to take advantage of, that's still very much amongst us, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking a great deal of advantage of it, but I just so look forward to not rushing time, but I can imagine the position I'll be in next year from the progress that I've obtained this year thus far. So it's a great thing, absolutely great thing. And super proud of myself. You know, I work super hard, super consistent, super dedicated, super passionate, you know, just super, you know, just mentally in the right space to do so, you know. So that's why we're here, to keep our mind right, to keep our body right, to be at our best. It's important. All right, here we go. So I got the 30 on just to show you. All right. Let's make our way back to that pull-up bar. Here we go. This is what our second set with this money, with the weighted 30. So let's go. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Notice the control. I wasn't able to get that 7. I can't force it, but I was there. I felt that, you know, I could you know, execute, but I gotta listen to the body. Yeah, I got that. So that was 6. Clean. Just the fact that that 7 was just so present, regardless of me not completing that 7th set rep, still was a very great space in that set. Very, very good space. So give yourself the necessary credit. you know, not unnecessary credit, the necessary credit when you know that you've earned uh, by way of the work that you put beyond the effort to do. So we're gonna get back on that bar, get a few without the weight. Give me a second though. Just give me a second. I'm gonna get right back up there. I just want the body to regroup. Not taking too much of a break, but again, at the same time, I'm just being mindful of how much energy I exert because I want to be able to go back and forth for quite an amount of sets. You know, let's get it without the weight. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was clean. That was clean. It was a high tempo. I've improved with the tempo of a higher tempo with the pull-ups. Um, a lot of my earlier videos, due to me, needing to start off with a lower tempo, because, and again, a lot of it is really allowing my injured arm or the arm that was at a time injured to catch up with my mind and with my body. What I mean is, I feel in my spirit what it is I'm able to produce. But the reality is, the physical is um, the physical is not so much aligned in where it is that I know I have what it takes, if that makes sense. Like, so, but the work is done every time. Meaning, no matter how my physical may be stubborn, that's all I call it, stubborn. The physical is, I deal with a lot of stubbornness with my physical. That's a good way for me to put it, to give you what it is I'm trying to explain. So my mind is in one space. I know what I'm made of. I know what I can produce. But the physical is very stubborn at times. All right. So let's get this money, y'all. I'm going to bring this over here back to that dip bar. Again, I don't want to waste too much energy with, I just want to give sort of an equal amount of work between each exercise to a degree. But my main focus is that pull-up bar. And that's the most challenging. It's easy for me to place my hands on that dip bar. It's very easy for me to place my hand on that dip bar. But to wrap my arm, my fingers around that pull-up bar, it's a whole different story. You know what I mean? The weight is going to, weigh, put a lot of more pressure on my injured arm in terms of the grip. So I really got stronger in my fingertips. It's not just the grip. My fingertips have gotten stronger. And don't neglect your fingertips, y'all. Them fingertips is, because once you're not able to utilize a certain part of your body, you'll understand how important it is. You know what I'm saying? For real. And I've said this before. I've given you an example. If for whatever reason, God forbid, they had to remove a toe, you ain't walking, you ain't running, you ain't standing the same ever again. Believe that. Listen what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it will not be the same. So really give that appreciation, recognition to what we consider something, or overlook something that's so uh, conducive, so important, so relevant to our makeup. Okay, so it's very important for me to point that out. My fingertips have become extremely stronger. Let's get these dips, y'all. Again, notice the control. We got the 30. We got the 30 added. Notice the control. Here we go. I'm gonna get right back up there. I'm gonna go back to back on these dips though. Just to to avoid moving around too much with the weight and wasting too much time. But the time is not I'm not so worried about that per se. Because I want you to see the work, and that's why I'm giving you the feedback I'm giving you. But you can see it's obvious how well I'm utilizing the added weight. It's very obvious. I'm not straining. Again, the control factor is very clear in the demonstration. Very, very clear in the demonstration. But what I will do is, in the meantime, I will let me get this bar money over here again. So instead of me moving the added weight over there, I gotta uh, take advantage of the time of doing something in between the weighted calisthenics. So these are some beautiful supersets. That's what we'll do. So I don't really, I'm not up to those right now today. So let me you know what? Let me get the dips without the weight. That's what I'll do. Uh, the grip ain't there for that wider bar, that thicker bar over there. So not to waste no more time. Let me get to the dips without the weight. And do it like that. Like stay with the same type of stick to the script. Stick to the script. So I leaned in a little more, target that chest. You know, when you go upright, let me show you the difference while I'm here at the bar. Right? When you go upright, like so, hitting the tricep. When you lean in, hitting that chest. All right? Along with the triceps, but you're putting more tension on that chest as well. So let me get back over here to this pull-up bar. Yeah, so I'm just going to grab the weight. Let me hurry up and do this. You know, once I turn the camera off, I just continue the workout. A lot of times that's what I do too. You know, do the workout on the camera and then just that personal time. I keep getting at it. At least 10 more sets after I turn the camera off. So here we go. We back at it. Still feeling fantastic, you know. And then what I'll do too is see, the thing is too, I can lower the weight. I just want to get a good amount of sets in with the heaviest of the weight, and then I'll decrease the weight, and that's how we get more reps. And that's another way to increase your strength, because you did the heavy weight and then you increase your reps with the lighter weight. So we here again back to the 30. Again, notice the control, as I always talk about. Let's try something different. Let's go up this lower bar. Let me see that's going to be a true test right here. All of a sudden, I just got the idea of doing so. So why not attack it? Yeah, here we go, y'all. Damn, it's pretty much 7. You seen that? I still cranked it out. That was wonderful. Still cranked it out. That was wonderful. Then what I do is I follow up with that high bar and get the regular pull-ups without the weight. So that was 13 between the two sets that I did, from the lower bar to the higher bar. So from the lower bar, I pretty much hit 7. Still, yeah, I'm counting those as 7. Then I made my way to the higher bar without the added weight. We just got 6 on those, and 13 between the two sets. It's a total of 13. We follow up with those push-ups. Put that push, break up the tension and the pull aspect of the body's tendons and ligaments and all that. So here we go. Let's get this work. That was good. That was beautiful. But I strongly suggest, with the calisthenics, you add that weight on, and it's just great way to become stronger. Straight up, great way to become stronger. So we're gonna get back up to those pull-ups, but of course, huge milestone for me. Might I add again, huge, huge milestone. Again, I just hit it off the low bar with the added weight. I think I might just do that one more again, but why not? We'll see. Once I clamp this weight on, I'll know what is being asked of me to execute. And indeed, that lower bar is calling. So let's get right to it. Indeed. Notice the control. I felt like I could went for another one, but I just didn't want to force it. It was there, but it wasn't. And then I'm releasing the weight at it. Again, the 30 pounds. And then instead of me going to the high bar, I follow right back up with the low bar without the weight. The weight added. Let's go. Those 10 collective reps between the two with the weight added, and without the weight. So I got 5 reps on both sets, both individual sets. It's money. Let me follow up with these push-ups, then I'll make my way back to those dips. Indeed. Arse. I had did some work before I arrived to the park today, so I got the jeans on. I didn't want to take them off. I just want to stay in that energy of activity. Nice 20. I got to get some leg work in this week. I didn't do legs this week. Be honest about that. My legs been screaming for attention. Yes, they have. Let me go get these weights, y'all. Let's not waste time. Got quite a few sets. It's good money. But the thing about me pacing myself, so with this routine, that's where I spend more time in the park too. So I gotta really account for the amount of work that I need, that I want. I mean, we did quite a few sets, but and that's good because we only been here less than an hour. So, we've been consistent. And, a lot of the time that was taken up is also due to me maneuvering with the camera and then even adding the weight on itself. All right, let's get these dips. Let me get a better angle over here. Let me see what this do. So I'm battling with the sun. All right. Yeah, so we go right here. Right here. Pardon me, y'all. Just had to find a. All right. We got the 30 pounds on, notice the control. Get to the work. I didn't like that set. That was 6. I didn't like that. Let me get right back to it. I didn't like that. I moved around too much. And with that moving around, it to a degree just moved me out the space of feeling exactly where I wanted to be in terms of getting right to that money. So I'm gonna get right back up there. Get right back up there. So in the meantime, I'm gonna hit the set without it. I'm not gonna max out on this set though, without the weight. Just want to do a few just to feed the body a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go grab me a sip of some agua, refreshen up a little bit. Depending on how I feel tomorrow, I may get right back to this added weight. It be like that. It happened to me the other day. I hit the weight of calisthenics back to back. And that's the thing about this milestone to share with you is that, you know, as I become stronger, as I become more and more of my 100% self with these gains, is that I'm able to give myself more in that aspect of the back to back different days of the added weight. Due to the times of when I hit added weight, I would really have to just fall back a great deal due to my arm situation. No excuses, but it just is what it is. So let's attack that again. I'm feeling back. I'm feeling back at it. I'm feeling back in a better space. All right, this set should be better. I don't doubt it at all. I expect for it to be better. That's another thing too. Don't let a set that you didn't particularly favor uh, interfere with your optimism. You know what I'm saying? With putting in that good work. Here we go. We back. I could guarantee you. Oh, 5, 6, 7. Notice the control. 8, 9. I had to fight for that. That wasn't quite 10. But again, a better set than the last. You know, sometimes you got to just regroup. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's go hit these push-ups. Nothing wrong with that. You either regroup or just do another exercise and make your way back to what it is you know you got to redo. So we'll hit these push-ups. Let's go. Let's get it. Here we go. Nice 20. Kind of felt that was a little sloppy. Call it what it is, but I still felt uh, very much in a good rhythm. So yeah, under an hour, 50 minutes in. Felt great. So while I have you over here, let me get to this pull-ups. I mean, yeah, we're gonna get to the pull-ups, but let me go carry this weight over here. Bear with me. Definitely feeling a great, great response from the body. And I always say that, and that response is the pump, the energy, um, everything, everything that my expectations are geared toward. You know, my expectations of what I should be receiving in terms of the work. So it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to just want more and more and more. It's a great feeling when you just can't get enough. The natural way, the productive way, the well-earned way, you know, the hard work way, you know, really give oneself that credit 100%, you know. That's the type of time I'm on. You know, I want to know that it's all me. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. I want to know that it's all me. I think we're gonna go with the higher bar now. That's what we're gonna do. So after this set right here, I think I'm gonna reduce the weight. Um, and not for a particular. And the reason for that is, again, I want to get more reps and just reduce the weight and just really be just really still very much in that weighted realm of doing this. You know what I'm saying? Just don't want to have to. So yeah, but I tested it. So anyway, with all that being said, all right. With all that being said, so here we go. That's the 30 again. Let me get right back up there. Again, notice the control. I'm going off the high bar this time. Again, feeling great when I wrap my arms around that bar. Whoa, that was 7. There we go. You saw that with the 30. You saw that control. That was the 30. That was nice. That was nice. And then what I do is I follow up, superset that. So between that weighted set and the set without the weights, 13 reps between the two. That was good money. It was good money between the two. 13 collectively with the reps. Let's follow up with these push-ups while the body is still regrouping. Time under tension, as you know. Nice 20 piece. That that set was better than the last push-up set I did. And when you follow up immediately with that superset, it increased that heart rate. You know, tap into that endurance, that stamina. Make that body work. Let's get another back-to-back set of those push-ups. Go a little wider. Went a little wide on that one. Like I said, I like to get back-to-back money on each set of each exercise. Meaning, when I hit the pull-ups, get 2 sets of those. Hit the dips, get 2 sets of those. Hit the push-ups, get 2 sets of those. And those 2 sets, do the 2 sets, and then before we follow up with the next exercise. That's how I like to do it. I mean, you could do whatever number you want, 3, 4, even 5. But this weighted around the world routine, or the around the world routine in general, you could structure it in any kind of way that you want. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let me get those dips again. I gotta carry the tripod over here, and then we get right to it. I know it's a little time consuming, but this will gotta be done. You know what I'm saying? But not for nothing, the work is still being applied, regardless. So we're gonna hit them dips. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling real strong right now. It's a great feeling. And again, considering I only had oatmeal today, you know, this ain't nothing new, but it's always an experience of amazement. You know what I'm saying? Just an amazement of what it is you could produce on what may be considered very little. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by that. You know, it seemed like so little. I only had oatmeal. I mean, that was like, what? Had that about 8 o'clock this morning or something like that. Wasn't extremely early, but more so in the early morning hours, and to have not had a morsel of food after that, especially up until this point at the time of it right now, which is about 7 in the evening approximately. Come on. That's where the amazement comes in terms of, again, producing the energy that this type of work requires, right? And without any assistance or enhancements in terms of an energy drink. And that's also what I'm getting at too. My energy is natural. It's very much at a high level, and it's due to just an overall way of life, overall lifestyle in itself, you know? 10. Yeah, I fought for that a little bit, but it was still very clean, felt good. It wasn't forced. I didn't have to force it. I never forced my reps. But what I mean by forcing is like I'm not straining. It was still more of uh, a flow, a good rhythm with the control and what I was able to crank out with it. All right, so that's what I mean by that. Can I follow up without? Can I follow up without the weight? A little burnt out from the weighted set. So let me regroup. It's good money though. Excellent, excellent money. We just hitting the hour mark, a little over. You know, so with the weighted calisthenics, again, a great contribution to you know, increasing your strength, increasing your reps, giving yourself the demand of more effort to really reach that next level, you know. And it's a great stretch in the sense of course, with the added weight, it's more of a pull on your body. So it's got a lot of great benefits. And again, it's still your own body weight. At the end of the day, it's still your own body weight. Definitely. So I hit that lower bar. Um, excuse me. Before I let's just let's lower the weight a little bit. I didn't count the sets. I know I did a good amount. I mean, I'm not sure if it was 10 with the added weight. But at least we was close to it with that 30. More than not. But that's not the main focus. The main focus is that I know that I did more than the lowest of the lower amounts of sets. you know, that I know for sure. I did more sets than the average individual, and that's just a fact. Especially the amount of time people spend scrolling on their phones and just doing everything besides working out when they go to the gym or the park. You know what I'm saying? So that, in fact, I know. So I ain't mad at you. Talking about myself, you heard? So we're gonna go with the lighter weight, and we'll take it from there. And plus, it's easier for me to assemble on my waist. That's also a factor. You know what I'm saying? So let's get right to it. But yeah, go ahead, do your thing, bro. So yeah, Got that weight on. So right now I went with the 20 pounds. Ah, not quite 7. I'm strong though. I'm strong. I'm strong. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is let me just immediately follow up with that without the weight. Coming a little closer. That was money. Keep the demand on the body by doing so. Hit those push-ups. Keep that tension, time on the tension with the body. Let's go. It's good money. It's great money. Again, when you follow up with those supersets, that back-to-back follow-up, get that, increase that heart rate. And even with all the cardio, the plyometrics that I do, I still feel, you know, that increase in the heart rate. Believe that from the strength training, from the calisthenics. I'm so glad that I'm back on this level of doing so with the weight it added on. I'm a big fan of the added weight to the calisthenics. I haven't mentioned it much on the channel, and that's just more so um, if I'm not adding the weight at that moment, I just didn't feel the need to speak on it. I like to share when I'm actually doing what it is I say I love to do. That's when I like to verbally express it, you know? So let's get back to those weighted pull-ups, y'all. Again, we're hitting the 20 pounds added to the weight. And of course, once I reduce the weight, I feel much stronger. And so again, speaking of becoming stronger, as we become stronger, the heavier weight becomes lighter, meaning you could start from just adding 30 pounds from the jump of the workout to a degree. You know, I mean, you get a few sets, you know, you do your warm-up sets. Warming up is very important, but in terms of the, you know, just getting right to adding the weight, you know, you'll be just more, again, in a stronger position of that being a weight to start off with. That was strong. So I had a little more hang time and was able to pull myself back up from that point. And that's one of the greatest indications for me to really measure my strength. Is for me to be able to hang from that bar, you know, fully locked out like that. And I know I look fully locked out, but I'm not dangling to where it feel like my shoulders, anything is separated from my body, but just locking out to the fullest, but still having the unseen contraction at the point of, you know what I'm saying, that the shoulders. And so I still have a very good, again, sturdy hold on the bar. So that's what I'm trying to explain. Let's get these without the weight on the bar. Without the weight. And just follow up with those. Then what I do with that, and I get back over here with that dip bar, it's much easier for me to maneuver with the weight, with the less weight, while carrying this camera, doing all this for the sake of the video. But I enjoy it. Really enjoy it. So let's get right to it. That sun went down a little bit. It's not so bright to interfere with the screen, the camera, that reflection. We follow up with these dips with the lighter weight. Again, notice the control. Let me back that camera up. Pardon me, y'all. I don't know how this set gonna pan out because the more I move around, it kind of psychologically throw me off. I ain't like that set that much. It's all right. Still was, you know, in the controlled fashion. Still was, you know, could have felt better though. Could have felt much better. Let's follow up without the weight. Could have felt better. Definitely could have felt better on that set. That just increased my hunger to do better, to do more. So let me add that weight again. Let me redo that. Let's add that weight, y'all. Let me redo that. Second time around, be better anyway. It's like that. Let's get it. I can feel the difference. Let's go. There we go. A little better. Better than the last set. That I can guarantee you. It's money. Follow back up with these push-ups. We'll make our way back to the pull-up bar. It's money. A little over an hour. We're an hour, 18 minutes in on my time. Yeah. It's good. Waited around the world. Routine. Getting a great milestone. I and I didn't expect to attack that lower bar, the lower pull-up bar. I didn't expect to attack that, but it definitely was a demand the body required, and I'm glad I did so. And with that added weight and going lower on that lower bar, it some more fight with the gravity. Certain exercises are either harder or easier depending on what type of exercise, due to the height of the bar. So it's another factor. Let's get it. Hit that pull-up bar again, y'all. It's a beautiful evening out here. I mean, it's not too hot. I mean, of course, it's late in the day, so it's not gonna be, but this is the beautiful time to work out also with the sun being less present, you know? Let's make our way to that pull-up bar. It's easier to walk with the lighter weight. So just feeling that extra weight, it's just so, you know what I'm saying? Just very stimulating experience. Not quite 10, but a little more momentum. A little more momentum. I'm not sure how clean it looked. I uh, felt in control. Wasn't no wobbling, and so felt good with that. I follow right back up without the weight. Let me get back up there. It was good though, and I was able to get more momentum with the lighter weight due to me handling that heavier weight. So you know when you either decrease the weight or go without the weight at all, you feel much lighter. And I mean you are much lighter, in fact, but that's where you really experience the increase of those sets without the weight or a lighter weight. Not quite 10, but it was almost there. Side. Better than not. You know. But yeah, y'all, that was good money. You know, we're gonna come to a close. You know, increase that weight, y'all. Add that weight. You know, start off with that 10-pound dumbbell, or the plate, or even a dumbbell. Get you a weighted vest. You know, if you aren't used to adding the weight, start with a rep at a time. You'll get very acclimated with the weight. Over time, you'll get more and more familiar. And the more progress you gain, your enthusiasm grows, your appreciation grows, you know, um, and you realize more and more how much is worth living this way of life or implementing this in your life more often, you know, with the working out in general. Again, a big milestone for me. I just really want you to take heed to what I'm sharing with you. And without me showing up over the years, I'm talking about over a decade of me doing what I've been doing post-surgery, you know, I just wouldn't be at this point, and it's just so worth it to make these investments for the greater good of our days and our lifespan, if we can help it. And in fact, we can help it by taking action, by doing our due diligence, you know, by putting the importance on what's more important, and what more important than your health than anything, for you to be able to function and operate at your optimum. It's good. So that was good. Nice stretch. So I'm gonna get a few sets in off camera. I'm not finished. I just need that alone time, that personal time. And that's also very important. So fitness is one of the best ways to reset, regroup, reassess, self-assess, reset our mind, and just uh, get back in a space where we feel our best. And in order for us to receive such an experience, it has to be earned. And beyond the fitness, the things that we engage in, we surround ourselves with, people, places, things, so much besides the gym, the park, and working out, that is within what fitness means in life in general. Yo, with that being said, catch you on the next go around. Peace. Hoss.